iHeart Podcasts. Hear more Gold 101.7 podcasts,
playlists, and listen live on the free iHeart app.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
We love our next guest. We like to think of him as a friend of the show. As Jonesy said earlier, he's a world record holder. He spent 40 grueling hours in the water for the longest continuous surf. He's an all-round champion, and not just on the board, but he's a mental health warrior as well. He's penned a memoir called Swellbeing. Everyone deserves to feel awesome. Blake Johnston, hello.
Hey guys, thanks for having me this morning.
Always a treat to talk to you, bro. Always a treat.
Have we dragged you out of the surf?
No, not yet. I've been waiting to this phone call because I just really wanted to speak to you guys. So we'll battle out after this.
I'm glad. And I just want to ask you a question. I spent a lot of time in the surf, possibly not as much time as you do. But lately I've just been a bit uneasy just with the spate of shark attacks that we had. Am I being a bit of a panicky pants about this? Do you think, how do you feel?
No, I'm a bit reckless, and I feel something a bit eerie about it at the moment too, you know. And there's obvious signs, lots of fish running, lots of sightings, and the whales around. It's just, there's something a bit unusual about it. So I'm definitely treating it with a bit more caution than I normally would.
Mm.
Your story's quite extraordinary, and as I said, you are a warrior for mental health. You started this journey through a tough personal experience with the loss of your dad.
Yeah, I did. And I just think that it's so important. I think that mental health isn't a thing that we talk about. It's the thing. Like, without being able to function in our daily lives and show up for ourselves and the people around us, we've got nothing, you know. And I think it's an ongoing thing. It's not just a day or a celebration or a talk about it. It's actually putting it into use and you know, taking action for yourself and for the people around you.
Mm. What is that action? What do you suggest we do?
I'm just doing the small things, the habits, and being aware of, you know, doing things with intention for ourselves. Like, it's not one way to do it. Everyone's going to have their own ways to make themselves feel better and feel connected. But yeah, I've got my own little Swellbeing routines and tools and strategies that I use that, you know, if someone takes them away from the book, a couple of people can improve their lives because of it and see the best in themselves, then it's a win.
I've often found that it's like listening to people about what they're saying. Like, I remember I was out in the surf one day and I was talking to a mate of mine. I said, how you been? And he told me it's a horrendous story. He'd witnessed a brutal assault that had happened at his work. And he just told me the story. And at the end of it, I said, oh my God, that's the worst story I've ever heard. And he said, you're the first person that's actually not tried to up my story saying, yeah, I saw a guy stabbed once, or I had a mate that was stabbed or whatever. And he said, you're the first person that actually just sat there and said, that's a terrible story. I've never heard anything as bad as that. And it really taught me a lot about that particular day. Not trying to one-up one's story when they say something.
To be a listener.
Because that's what Australians do. You know, you hear a terrible story and you go, yeah, well, I had a mate that was worse. We're a nation of black catters. I've got a black cat. Oh, no, mine's blacker.
Totally, but it does get overlooked because it seems so simple, right? But you're either you're listening, but are you really hearing it and feeling their story, you know, and being a bit empathetic towards them as well? I think there's a lot of power in that. And then when you do that, when you become empathetic to yourselves and have, you know, good practices and habits, you become empathetic to other people's. You'll be able to understand why they are feeling the way they are and be able to be there and listen and help them through those situations if they need it.
And also the thing you were just saying then too, Jonesy, was just to listen. I think maybe it's a male trait to want to fix things, but sometimes just to let someone tell their story and say, that must have been horrible. Sometimes that's all it would take, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely. Just letting them have that moment where they're actually accepting the situation that happened around them and to say it out loud and get it out of their head. You know, we get so caught up in our heads. We're just thinking over the time and we never really when we get it out and say it out, then it's going to make us feel a lot better, and we work through it that way as well, rather than holding it inside.
Have you got something crazy planned for your next?
What's the next Blakey Johnston thing?
What are you going to be doing? You're going to be surfing in space?
No, not quite. But my wife, my awesome wife, she said to me, I'm only allowed to do a record once every 2 years. But we blew that out of the water this year. I just finished a world record in the wave pool. I did the most surfing anyone's ever done. I rode 4,097 waves in 25 days. So it was ridiculous in the 10-degree water, but the facility out there at Homebush is amazing at Urban Surf. But yeah, I've got something planned, and it's not until 2027. But Yeah.
Let me guess, does it involve the water somehow?
100% it involves the water.
I thought it'd be Blakey Johnston sitting on his lounge for 40 hours.
You would be able to do it.
Because Bathurst is on Sunday, mate. You can come around to my place and watch it if you want.
That should be the challenge.
That.
That you
Don't
stay out of the
underestimate
water
that.
for that long.
Sitting on the lounge for 40 hours, that would be a real challenge for me.
That would be tough for you. Blake, it's great to talk to you again. Blake Johnston, Swellbeing is available now in all good bookstores. Always great to catch up with you, bro.
Legends, thanks for it. Hopefully you guys can get in the water and look after yourselves.
No worries, my man.
See
Take
ya.
it easy. Blake Johnston there.